What's up, guys, and welcome back. My name is Jeff. I'm the owner of RDR Gear here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And today I'm going to share with you guys a little bit of a topic that I think is missed with a lot of new shooters. But before we get into this whole thing on slings, let's talk a little bit about what we do at RDR Gear. So we specialize in Kydex gear, canine gear, soft goods, nylon. Our new PRC plate carrier is live on our website. Enhanced instructor belts, EDC belts, do a lot of nylon gear. So if you do not know what we do, or you've never seen our products, swing by our website, rdrgear.com. You can swing by our Instagram and Facebook. We post a lot of product pictures there as well. As always, if you have questions, shoot us a DM. We'll get back to you. With all that housekeeping out of the way, let's talk about something that I think will probably help new shooters. Dudes who've been around a carbine for a while have probably figured this out, but this is something that I think people who just recently have purchased a rifle or are getting into a carbine, this is going to help. Recently, I went out with my buddy Joe, who owns a law office here in Utah. I do a lot of work with his staff there in this carbine, pistol, helping them out with different gear and whatnot. Everybody in the office is pretty well versed. And what's cool about it is a lot of the ladies in the office even have carbines, which is pretty cool. So we went out last week. I haven't been out them for a while. I've been busy working, but I went out, hung out, and they had a rifle day. So we started talking a little bit about rifles and sling, and then one of the guys wanted to do some transition stuff. And that's where I saw a lot of weird sling issues. Either different styles of slings, different attachments of slings, slings too far forward, on the wrong side of the buttstock. And then as that guys were working and the girls were working the rifles, there was a lot of sling mismanagement, I guess you could say. So I'm going to go over a few things, and I'm going to share with you some of the things that I learned along the way that I saw a lot of on Saturday. So when I first started messing with the rifle back in the day, I always ran my sling to the two farthest points possible. I would run one up front, and I'd run the other one on the opposite side of the buttstock in the back here. And what I felt that did for me was, because a lot of my time was spent on a square range, so what I felt that did was it allowed me to adjust my sling, and then the sling itself would keep the buttstock against my body, right? I also felt this was cool because now it kept the rifle off my leg, and the suppressor wasn't on me per se, right? So it wasn't going to bump and hit me. Well, when I found out as you put slack in the rifle, now when I'm trying to present, I've got to figure out a way if I'm going to go under, if I'm going to go over, where am I going to go with this hand. Sometimes when I would be in a hurry transitioning, pick the rifle back up, I would grab and I would catch all of this buckle in my hand, compressing the rifle, and it was sore on the hand. So, and then if I was doing some kind of a transition for a rifle, you know, you'd shoot, bang, 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 check, right, check. Well, now what happens? The sling falls off the shoulder, right? So you have to pick it back up again. So no matter what I was doing, I would kind of catch it, and when going down, it was always awkward because I didn't have enough. But I could swim out, get in the rifle, neck close to sling. Well, now the rifle was super long and really awkward in regards to where it was banging against me. So I started going different options. First, it was different slings. It was, you know, thinner slings, narrower slings, no padded slings, etc. That wasn't really the solution. So we started tinkering, and I've seen more and more guys, and I met a buddy of mine who left special operations recently. He's now retired, living in Florida. I was out visiting one day, and we were looking at some rifles, and his sling was the 2 points closest to center. And I started asking him why that was, and he kind of showed me, and this is where I've learned, and now this is how I run my slings. So instead of running farthest forward, most of your QD slots rails today will have a QD slot built into the rail. If it does not, any one of your M-LOK slots, you can get one of these BCM QD slots, and you can just mount this into one of your M-LOK slots on the rifle. But majority of the rifles today have a QD slot in the rifle. So what I found was by taking and going to the closest to the rear of the receiver, so I would run that one here, right? Straighten out my sling, make sure the sling stays straight. Now taking the one that has in the buttstock, and again, most of your rifles today will have a rear QD cup, one that's right here in the rear of the rifle. And you run this one here, right? So what that does now is it gives me this. And running this and adjusting my sling back down gave me a much better comfort, because now I was able to adjust my sling where the padding was actually being used and in a correct location. And now also it gave me ability to have all this handrail, this area, lights, whatever case may be, hand stops, free. There was nothing in the way there. Giving my sling a quick tug, it gave me everything I needed to do to move this rifle. So now from high ready or low ready, if I came up off the shoulder to do a mag change, well, now you notice my sling didn't fall off my shoulder any longer. If I was going to compress the rifle to a low ready, I now still had the sling on my shoulder. So again, the ability to have this sling rifle do a lot more by having this position on the sling to the two closest points of center gave me a much more mobility in the rifle, and I could still swim out and necklace the gun if I had to, but it didn't jump all the way down to my feet. It would stay in front of me. So, or having the ability to come into the gun and then go to a transition to pistol, it gave me a lot more options coming back on the gun to having that C-clamp or whatever type of grip you use up front. So again, having the ability to run two positions here was a much better solution for sling. If you don't have a QD cup in the rear of the rifle, you can get one added. It's not super difficult, but it is something to consider. So again, that is just a quick tip for you guys. As I mentioned before, if you've been running a rifle for any length of time, you probably have already kind of dialed through this. But for those of you who are new, this may help you. Looking at different slings, I prefer a padded sling. That's just me, but everybody, slings are like shoes. You're gonna have to go through and find which one you like best, what color you want, etc. I prefer a padded one, it's just something I like. But again, you can find different ones you want. Most slings you buy today do not come with QD hardware, so you may have to get those. But the price of the sling, if you're hitting that $79, $89 price point, you're gonna get hardware with your sling included. That's kind of an indicator you're getting these included. If it's 60 and under, you're probably not getting hardware, so you have to make sure if you need that or not. So that is my overall view on sling management, sling use. Thanks for watching, guys. We post 50 videos every week on gear that we use, gear that we buy, gear that we manufacture. Until next time, take care, be well.